2017 Sprinter brakes, front, I think. Let's get the wheels off and have a look. Note my handy pin, stop the wheel falling off, helps you guide it back on. When you lift the Sprinter, the camber's like that, so the wheels just fall off, and they're monumentally difficult to get back on, especially when they have big, chunky, heavy wheels. Very handy. Oh dear. I think we have a bit of a problem. Pistons are right out. And there's no brake pad left whatsoever. Yeah, it could be a stuck slide or a stuck piston. Not good. First of all, we need to push the pistons back. You can see the rubber's popped off that one. The pads have got so low, it's allowed the pistons to come out pretty much to max. Any more, piston would have popped out and you would have had no brakes. Anyway, we now want to push the pistons back in, so we can do it by popping a screwdriver in here. Okay, these slider pins get seized, and I have a feeling that one's seized because when I'm trying to move it, it's not having it. So pop these rubber caps off. There's an Allen key in there. We'll undo the Allen keys in here, take the Allen keys out. Then there's a slide tube that sits in there. We'll attempt to get that to move and see if that's been part of the problem here. $6mm Allen key. So there's your retaining bolt. That's come off, no problem. Yeah, that slider. It's not stuck, but it's not what you would call loose. That one's nice and loose, you see. So we'll take that one out, clean it up. And as you can see, we have 0 brake pads left. Oh dear. Yes. So we're going to undo these 2 bolts. That'll bring the brake pad stand off. Then we can take 1 bolt out the disc and the disc will come off. Clean everything up, put it back together. Right, I've flipped the caliper over the top. I want to push these pistons back. I'm going to take an old brake pad, pop it in there, put a clamp on here, and then just quietly push them back. You need to put the pad in because there's 2 pistons. If I push one in too far, it's going to pop the other one out, and we don't want to pop them out. So we'll just quietly send that back. Might have to swap it over to this side. You can see the brake pad starting to bend a bit, what's left of the brake pad. There you go. Just take your time. Send them back. That's popped back into the rubber boot. Happy days. They're actually nice and free. They're pushing a lot of fluid all the way back up through the ABS system to the master cylinder. So it does take a little bit of pressure and a little bit of time to get that back through. And there we go. They're pretty much home. I'll just do another little nip on the other pad, the other piston rather. There we go. That's them fully home and happy. Take that over there. There's one screw in there, which is a Torx. I'll tell you the size in a second. T30 Torx. Straight out with a big bang. $21mm for the brake pad stands, this part of the caliper. Drop the socket, of course. And out it comes. Going to give where the brake pads stand a real good clean up, just so they're nice and free in there. We don't want them sticking. Take my pin out. Now these get very, very rusted onto the hub. If we're lucky, it'll just tap and it'll come off. Chances are it won't. Oh no, it's coming. There we go. Because this part of the disc sits right over the hub, you get a line of rust in here and it can't get past the hub. So you just got to keep hitting it till that line of rust's gone. Yeah, I think I've had a fair share out of those. And the surface that the disc sits on is quite rusty, so we've got to really give that a good clean. That needs to be perfectly flat and perfectly clean. What I have seen in the past, if there's a bit of rust left on there, the wheel clamps the disc to the hub, and over time the disc will start to warp just because of a tiny piece of rust underneath there. There we go, that's nice and clean. This is just basically a worn out flat disc, it hasn't got much grip left to it. We don't want to dig in, just get it clean. There we have our brake pad stand. Give it a good old clean. You can take these stainless steel bits off and clean underneath. Quite often you get a rust build up underneath these stainless steel sliders, but the pads weren't that tight in this one, so just give these a good clean. Should wear a mask because it's pretty dusty, but I'm in a very well ventilated area and there's a fan running, so. Okay, so we've got our stand ready to go on, but we need to put our new disc on first. There's our new disc ready to go on. They come slightly greased up to stop them rusting, so I've given it a quick clean with brake cleaner and give it a good wipe. I haven't put any grease behind there because I don't want any buildup of anything behind the disc. This bolt, like I say, they don't need to be radically tight. It's literally there to hold the disc in place so you can get your wheel on. There you go, nice and true. I say you do not need to tighten those up very tight. Pass it on for the next person. Don't tighten it up too much, because like I say, it's literally holding it in position so you can put your wheel on. But I've also got my locating pin, just make it a whole lot easier putting the wheel back on. I'm going to use a tiny bit of copper slip in there where the pads stand, just so they don't get seized in. Not too much, not too little. Brake pad stand back on. And then run them up with a gun. Make sure they're tight. Yep. Yep. That's for your ABS sensor. There isn't a brake pad wear sensor on this side, but there is on the driver's side. I'll show you that once this is back together. New pads. They're ambidextrous, so they can go in any which way, any side. It doesn't matter. Some manufacturers, you've got to be careful. It's a specific brake pad inner to outer, but not on a good old Sprinter. There we go. Everything's nice and free. Everything can move. It's tight in these springs so they won't rattle. I'm using Febby Bilstein. The beauty of this kit is it comes with new bolts, new caps, new wear indicators, everything you need. I've dropped that seized pin out of here. That's what it looks like that way around in there. You can see it's quite rusty. So, a bit of emery cloth, clean it up. There we go, nice and clean and shiny again. Now there's going to be a bit of rust in here. So a simple way of fixing that, drill bit with a bit of emery cloth on it, a bit of emery tape on it, sandpaper, down in here. And that's nice and clean and shiny in there again. Bit of grease on the pin. Pop it back in there. Except it only goes one way. Pop it back in here. There we go, nice and free again. I'll pop this one out, put a bit of grease on it, make sure it's happy. So that's what it should look like. There we go, nice and free, nice and free. Pop it back in, on. We've got our new bolts, pop those in. Just out the camera. Pop those in, give it a wiggle. Tighten them up. They have Loctite on the end, so you don't have any worries of them coming loose. So your caliper can move freely. That's good. New rubber covers. Don't forget these, because you get all water, salt and all sorts of road gubbins in there, and that helps them seize solid. So that's done. Just the wheel to put back on. The wear indicator sensors on the other side, I'll quickly show you that. This is your wear sensor. It's plugged in there and it's pushed into the brake pad there. Unplug that. Then the caliper can come over that. I'll show you on a new pad. So there's your new brake pad. There's your new wear sensor. So that's going to be positioned like that. And the wear sensor just clicks into there, like so. Pull that out the way, push the new pad in, feed it through there, job done. This side is just a repeat of the other side. Safety first, if you're doing this at home, jack it up, put axle stands under there, put the wheels under there, do it on level ground, get your handbrake on. I don't want any reports of people hurting themselves. That's my disclaimer. I won't show you this side, just a repeat of the other side apart from the wear indicator, which I just showed you. Pop the wheels on, put it on the ground, make sure they're tight with a big bar or a torque wrench. Everything gets torqued before it goes out the door. Big notice on the door, have you torqued your wheels? Very simple, straightforward. Sprinters, love them. Any questions? Put them in the description. If this has been useful, let me know in the description. If it's really useful, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Thanks for watching. Like so. Let me know in the description if it's really useful. First of all, we need to push the pistons. Anyway, we now want to push the pistons back in. Send them back. That's popped back into the piston. Move. Let's tighten these springs so the everything in. Shit. Why you? I've dropped that.